Hi everyone, it's Paola. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own notebooks and sketchbooks and any kind of book. Essentially this is just a tutorial, two different types of binding tutorials. So yeah, I'm just trying to introduce you into the world of making books and making zines and making whatever you want and being creative and blah blah blah. So if you want to see these tutorials, keep watching. Okay, so the first book I'm going to show you how to make is a perfect bound book, and perfect binding is not stapled, not sewing, it's just glue, and it is really easy, but it looks really professional and really pretty because it's like any book that you would buy in the store with like the spine on it, and it's kind of like the pages are like all stuck in there against the spine. That's a perfect bound book. It's all glued in there. So I'm going to show you how to make your own little notebook, perfect bound. So what we have here is just a bunch of printer paper that I made, and I cut it down to 5.5 by 4.25 inches. I'm not sure if you want to follow along and do the exact same size that I'm doing, but this is just, you can do any size. This is just the size I chose. I wanted to have like a little one. So yeah, so I just cut it down to this size. It's just a bunch of normal sheets of paper, and then I had this little piece of cardstock as the cover just to differentiate it, and I just wanted it to look a little cuter than just all white, but if you're into all white, then go for all white, you know, do your thing, girl. So how I measured this one was I measured the width of the amount of pages, so I just measured this and it was about like 1/4 of an inch, and so I just added a little extra to that and then cut this down to my size to wrap around the entire book. So we're going to put the cover aside for right now, and we're going to focus on these pages and getting them stuck together. So with these ones, you want to make sure that they're all flush with each other, and just put together very neatly. And then you're going to take some glue. This is tacky glue. You can use craft glue, you can use any kind of glue really, and it will stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this binder clip and put it on top of this just to keep everything from shifting while I'm gluing, and I'm going to start gluing on this side. So now that all the glue is on there, we're going to let it dry. So I'm going to take these small binder clips and I'm going to make sure that every single page stays together. I'm going to make sure not to glue the actual binder clips to the pages, but I'm going to make sure that there's glue covering everything, gluing everything together, and then I'm going to pinch it closed so it stays. So once it's dry, you just want to take off your binder clips. See how it's all stuck together here? We can already flip through it without it falling apart. So now we're going to put on the cover, and we're going to do that just by basically doing the exact same thing again. So now that these are all stuck together nicely, we're just going to do a line of glue here. We're going to stick this into this, and we're going to clamp it down again. Now actually I'm going to put a little bit of glue inside here at the edge, just to get it nice and secure, and wait for it to dry. So now that your book is dry, you have created a perfect bound book. Woohoo! You did it! So the second type of bookbinding I'm going to show you is a stitch bind. So with these pages, it's again just printer paper and then cardstock on either side. Everything's loose, and yeah, there's no spine on this one, so the two cardstock pieces are separate, and this is all just 8.5 by 11 printer paper cut in half. So what you're going to do is you're going to make 3 even dots in the place where you're going to essentially punch holes into so you can sew your book with the needle and thread. So I have a pen and a binder clip. The pen is to make the marks on the notebook, and then I'm going to keep everything in place with this binder clip, so just to make sure that we're going to punch the holes in the correct spot and that nothing's gonna move around. And you want to make your dots a little bit in from the paper. You can measure that as well. I'm just sort of doing it by eye, but you don't want to do it really, really close to the edge because you want to leave room for the stitching. So I don't know if you can see, but I've made 3 little dots, and I'm going to punch my holes now. So this is where you're going to need an owl. It's essentially like a really thick needle, or like a blade, I guess. I'm not really sure. This works really well if you want to do more bookbinding. And then I have this little like wax thing so that I can protect any surface I use when I poke this through. So now you have your 3 holes in the paper, and we're going to do a little binding. So we're going to be doing a Japanese bookbinding style, and I have done it before with 4 holes, but for the sake of simplicity we're going to be doing 3 because I think it's a little bit more simple with 3 holes. I'm not sure if that makes it Japanese bookbinding, but it is still the style, and we're going to do it. So here we go. So now that you've thread it and you haven't tied a knot, don't tie a knot in your stuff, thread. You're going to split. I'm just going to do this towards me. I hope that's okay. It'll still be the same. You're going to split your paper relatively in half. Doesn't really matter. Just section it off in some way. And you're going to take your needle and poke it through from the section that you took off to the front. So you're going to pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. And then once it's almost all the way through and there's still a little bit of thread over here, you're just going to tuck that into the page so it doesn't come out, because that's where you're going to end up. So you've pulled it through the front. Now you're going to go to one of the ends and you're going to stick this through. Let me just shift everything so it's all, there we go. And you're going to poke it through this hole to the back. So now you have that there. So now you're in the back. So you take this from the back and you're gonna loop it around the edge of this book. So see how I'm going through? I'm going through the exact same way from the front to the back, but this time making my loop go around the edge of the book. Now I want to wrap around the bottom edge. So it's in the back again, I'm looping around, I'm going back through the exact same way, but I'm making sure that my thread is going to be in this direction. See how it's slipping? And you just want to do it, pull it through, so it loops around the bottom edge or the top edge of your book. So now you're in the back again. So we're gonna go back to the middle hole, up through the front. So now we're in the front, so we want to loop it around to the back of this part so it goes again on the edge. So we're gonna go back to front so that thread loops around the edge. Now we have to go across, so we're gonna just reach across to the bottom or top loop, depending on which direction you went, and just pull that through. Perfect. And then we're gonna wrap it around the edge again. So back through, front to back, the exact same way you just did it. See? And now we want to wrap it around the edge, the bottom edge or top edge. And so we're gonna go back through, front to back. And we're gonna make sure that that loops around like that. And you're gonna wanna just cut that off real quick. So now you have two ends. You can open your book and you just have to tie a knot here. And voila, your book is bound. It's not perfect. I have watched other tutorials where they do it very, very perfectly and you can get it really precisely, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. And getting it nicely done just takes patience and time. So I just wanted to show you the actual style. So that is your notebook. Okay, so that is all I have today for my video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other kinds of tutorial videos or graphic design related videos that you want to see in the comments below. If you want to see more videos about books and maybe about typography, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!